Hi friends, it's Megan Johnson, the Practical Scrapper. I am here to do a quick walkthrough on using the Over app to embellish a page that I already made in the Project Life app with my new Sunshine Mini Kit. This is my first kit making embellishments. It was really fun. I learned how to do things like emboss this little sticker that I made myself. Well, I bought the word art, the commercial license for the word art. There's a lot of things you learn when you start designing. And then I turned this into an embossed sticker. I learned how to recolor the twine and recolor buttons and things like that. So it's been really fun. I made these little labels and this little kind of stamp here, plus a lot of other little things like these little dots and stuff. So it's been really fun to expand my skills a little bit, and I just want to show you guys what you can do with a little mini kit like this. And if you can learn the basics of the Over app and how to manipulate some of these little embellishments, maybe in the future, if you want to, you can consider adding little embellishments to your pages. I personally love it, just a little bit here and there. It helps it feel like it's even more my own. But you don't have to make a great page, and I will continue selling just pocket card kits. And from here on out, if I sell embellishments, I'll sell them in a separate kit, so you don't have to have them. But again, this is just a good walkthrough. And if you are totally new to the Over app, I would suggest you watch my basics video that's on my channel, and that should help give you a good foundation and mess around with it a little bit. And then maybe watch this, and it can help you just understand a little bit more. So let's get started. I'm gonna go out of the app so we can kind of start all the way from the beginning. So I'm gonna open the Over app. This is a little toggle here, but I have to make sure not to double tap it, or I will zoom in on stuff and it gets really frustrating because it's hard to get out. So I'm going to go down here to projects, and this is a grief kit I'm working on right now, which is turning out to be so beautiful. And okay, I'm going to, oh, did you see it almost came up? I'm going to go here to open a new template. Now you can do two ways. If you've already exported, you should have already exported your Project Life page by now, which I did. I can, oh my goodness, it almost did it. I can go to image right here and open that image, but I'm actually going to go here to this transparent button. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to change my ratio right here. So my canvas is a little bigger. So when I export, everything will be at the ready size to print. So I'm going to press on that, and then I'm just going to press on either one of these. I have constrained proportions on because I want to keep it square. That just keeps whatever proportions, it just keeps them in check. So I'm going to do 3600, which is the basic size for a 12 by 12 scrapbook page. Normally I print 10 by 10, but I just make in 3600 for just in case. So here is our 3600 by 3600 page. So I am going to go down here to image. So all these buttons and everything, I talk about all of those in that video that I made previously, but I'm going to go here to image. Here is the page that I already made in the Project Life app, exported at a 12 by 12 size. So for me, I personally like to keep like a little bit of a border around the edge, not this big, but I like to keep a little border. So I'm going to go down here to size and just get this a little bit bigger, and I just swipe to the right, and I'm going to leave usually about 121 is about the size percentage that I get to. I don't really technically know what the percentage is of what, but I just usually pay attention to those. Now I want to make this background, this transparent background, a color. So I'm going to go up here to our layers, and I'm going to press on here, and you can see that the color option comes on. I'm going to press on color. It's going to turn white automatically. I don't want it to be white. I want it to be that light gray color that I like to use in the Project Life app from, I think it's Project 12 2016. I think that's the edition that has this really light gray color. I'm going to go here to this little picker, and you can see this circle pop up. Now you can see I can change it to any color I want. So some people love different color backgrounds. I sometimes do, sometimes I don't. It just depends on the page. But I'm going to turn it that gray. So to be able to select that color, I'm going to you can see it change down here. You can see in this little plus button. I'm going to add this color. And so now I've got that color right there. And then I'm going to press on it, and now my color is background. The next step, you can see when I chose to make my page, I put in one of my orange solid background colors here. And that was because I wanted to add a photo and have it be smaller and offset. So what I do for that is I go into the Moldiv app. In Over, you can't sadly add a border to your pages, which is kind of frustrating. So I am going to go to the Over app. Here is, let's see, here's the picture I'm going to use, but I'm going to go here to collage. This is how I add borders to my stuff. It may seem weird that I hop around to different apps, but for me, I feel like my iPad is like one fluid program, if that makes sense. So in my mind, it's like some people are like, oh, but isn't that a pain? Like in Photoshop, you could do all these things. In my mind, my iPad is like Photoshop. Like I'm just using the different apps as tools, just like you would in Photoshop. Like you'd press on the, add a stroke around your photo and you'd add a stroke. For me, just going into the different apps is just like that. I just like to be in my bed, you guys. I'm just lazy. I don't want to sit upright and be on a computer. So I'm going to go here to single, and I'm going to tap here to find my picture album. I need to do a walkthrough of the Moldiv app. It really is a great app. I'm going to go down. I really, really wish, okay, you're going to see all of my stupid folders. Oh, I don't even know. I could probably get rid of half of these, but anyway, I'm trying to find here. Here's the pictures I set aside. Here's the picture I want to use. So it's you see it pop down here, and I just press yes. So when I use this often for, I use it for a lot of different things, but mainly I use it to put a stroke around or like a border around my photos, but I can show you in a little bit what you can do. So frame adjust, now I'm going to slide it here to the left, and we're going to go to like a 3x4 size. And then I can slide my picture around a little bit, and then I want to widen this space here. So I'm going to go to this one right here and slide that up a little bit. I like a white border, some people don't, and that's fine. You can do a couple different things. You can add a little bit of like a rounded corner. Sometimes I like that. It depends on the page and the style. So this is done. But let me just show you really quick some of the things that you could do. You can go back here. They have all these different options. So sometimes if I want to make like a photo strip, I choose like this one, and then I go to my frame adjust. Now I'm getting sidetracked, you guys, and I can expand it out, and then I could plunk in pictures in these two spots, and then of course go down here and change the size. And then when I export, I always find that that my sizes are great. They have a lot of great export sizes. So just so you know, like that's how I make, like I use this one will, be a long one. Sometimes you can use a freestyle or a stitch, and it kind of stitches all your pictures together. But we're going to go back to this. So that's just a brief overview. Let me just pull it back here, get it back to a 3x4, and then I got to get my little Francie back in there, just using the double. So, oh gosh, guys, I shouldn't have sidetracked. Here we go. I'm going to go here to export. And I just picked this medium size because it's not going to be really big, and the medium size is totally large enough to accommodate the printing that we're going to do. So let's go back to the Over app. So I am going to go here to Image, and here she is. And we're going to change the size and do a little bit of adjusting. So I don't know yet if I want to do crooked or straight on, but you can see how kind of fun that is. I'm actually going to adjust it right here. Normally I would do this in the native app, but I feel like I'm going to go to exposure and make it a little bit brighter. Maybe mess with some of the highlights and downgrade some of the shadows here and just kind of maybe brighten up her face a little bit. I might mess with that a little bit later, but so here I've got her picture in. Now I want to add a shadow. So I pressed on shadow. I'm going to press on angle. You can see the shadow pop up. Basically, like pressing on any of these options is turning your shadow on. So if you import an element and you want the shadow turned off, you just need to go in and press off. So here's my shadow. I'm going to just tuck the angle in a little bit, not so harsh. And I'm going to decrease the opacity just a little bit so it's just not so apparent. And then I'm going to blur it. If I blur it a little bit, then I'm going to start to get the shadow to appear over here on these sides. And I can keep messing with the angles just a little bit. Oh, I mess with shadows all the time. It's like a constant thing. This little line around the picture is showing you that this is the layer that is highlighted right now. I wish, and I actually emailed them, I wish this little line would turn off when you're messing with the shadows because I feel like it makes it difficult for you to see. But you can see now my picture looks like it's popping up a little bit off the page, which I like. Some people don't love that, but that's okay. That's what I do. So now I'm gonna press on this little button right here because we are done with that. And I am going to go down here to Image, and I'm going to show you how to find your elements. So you're going to pull down here. You're just going to pull down with your finger, or I'm using my pencil, and I'm going to go to More. Now this is going to pull up my, well, this is the kit I'm working on. So it's pulling up that, but I'm going to show you here. Let me get to the, it's going to pull this up. On your phone, all you'll see is this. If you don't know about, this is your files in the iPhone. This is like your Files app. So it's basically like your My Computer on your desktop or your laptop. It just kind of like shows you all the different places you can have stuff stored on your phone. So if you've downloaded my kits into Dropbox, Dropbox should be here. One way that you can add locations is press up here and edit, and it should let you, it'll show up anything that's an option for you to have here, and you can show it up. So if you have stuff in Dropbox and it's not turned on, it's turned off, you can turn it on. So then your stuff, so you can access Dropbox through here. I store all of my stuff, well, I store my stuff in the iCloud, and I use my files. So my stuff in here is in TPS, which is the Practical Scrapper. Isn't it funny that when I made my name, first of all, it was a long time ago, and I kind of wish I could change it, but that's okay because I'm not very practical anymore. I kind of like do too much. But also, I hate that it's TPS. Like, it reminds me of like toilet papers or something. I don't know. That sounds so dumb, but I'm like, why is my initials TPS? Like, it kind of drives me crazy. Anyway, whatever. I just need to embrace it. So I am looking for Sunshine Mini. Here it is. And so here is my kit. So this is where I accessed, my cards. So you can see all my different elements and things here. So when I press on one of these, they're just going to show up as a picture. So let's start with, now I have no idea what I'm going to do, you guys. I'm just going to, just see what happens. Let's start with the string here. The string is a good base. I also really like these plus signs would be a good base, or this rhinestone scatter. So, or any type of scatter or paint. I like to go from the bottom up. So let's start with the string. So that's just going to pop up. You can see that it has a little bit of a shadow on it because it kind of picks up whatever you're doing in the project. So I want to adjust that shadow just a little bit and the size. I'm going to down that size just a little bit. So basically we need to add, what I want to do is kind of add something here, right? I want to add maybe something right up here, and then I want to put a title right here. That's like my end goal. So I'm going to try to do this really fast for you guys. So what I'm going to be doing while you watch this is I'm going to be adjusting shadows, because shadows are really important to me. That's what gives it a real look. Now, if I am putting stuff down here, the shadow of a photo would be probably up here, because basically this would be flat because it's heavier. Okay, this is in my head, so I'm going to change my angle to be up here. This is what I told you, like my shadows are always moving around because they really are really important to me in making my page look right. So now you can see why this would pop up and this up here would pop up, if that makes sense. So we've got the angle on the string. I'm going to go down to image. I might rotate the string. I might do other things. I'm just going to kind of gather my stuff here. So I'm going to go to more, just like we had talked about. And I really love these sunshine stickers. So I learned how to emboss. So I'm going to use this one. And so you can see, again, we've got the shadow around it. I'm just going to go to size. So again, it really is, for the most part, it really is just kind of placing and shadows and layering. So this, of course, is a sticker, and it's on top of that string, and string we know is bumpy and stands up off the paper. So our shadow is going to be a little bit more blurred the further away from the paper, and a little bit darker. The further away from the paper, the bolder shadow it's going to have. And that's kind of how you build up your layers and make them look kind of realistic. Okay. So you can kind of see. Guys, I'm telling you, you don't have to spend this much time on your shadows, but I get a little bit picky. Okay, so just for now, I'm going to show you, if I go up here to this layer tool, this is going to show me where everything is in relationship with each other. What's on top, what's on bottom. I'm going to press on this here, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And I think I might rotate it just a little bit. So again, this is just using all these different tools down here. Might kind of swoop it around a little bit, maybe like that. There. And then I can either go up here to reselect the sunshine, or I can just press on it here. Sometimes if they're too overlapping, then it's hard to get the right area to press. Okay, my shadow. You guys, I can't not adjust my shadow, even though I just told myself you don't have to adjust, shadows all the time. Okay, so we've got the sunshine on. I can just if I want to be basic, I can leave it like that. Let me think here. Let's go to image and just see what else did I make? Maybe putting one of the add something kind of on top. We can layer on top of that. Maybe we can put one of these little word strips. So this one says, give me sunshine. This one says, summer vibes, play all day, I love today. I think about color. There's a lot of orange over there right now, so I'm going to complement that with the blue. And just kind of pop that blue around. I'm going to give it a little bit more. You guys are going to get sick of the shadow thing by the time I'm done here. And I am just going to layer that right on top. And then I'm going to show you guys, this is one of my favorite tools, this nudge tool. So the nudge, it just helps me get it right in the right place when I don't feel like I have that much control with my hand. So I'm going to go back to the shadow. Sometimes I wish the shadow would zoom in on that. And I'm going to angle it out because, of course, it would be off of the string, not off of the sunshine. The sunshine would be at the same plane as the label because they're both resting on top of the string. I try to think of it in real life, right? So that's a good basic little cluster right there. I am going to add some text. Oh gosh, what do I want to call this? Like chillin' poolside or something like that. Like she just like didn't really want to get in the water last year that much. So we're going to go here to text. I have a lot of fonts. You can look for new fonts by pressing on this little up arrow and look at this. So if you have the pro version, you're going to get a lot more fonts, but you can download your own fonts just the same way that you would put a new font into the Project Life app. You can put it into the Over app. So these are all my downloaded fonts. Oops, I got out of there. And then they've got the library. This is new for like what they've recently released. They have a lot of great fonts. Here's their library of fonts. I mean, like, it's a great resource, especially as a designer, because I can use all these fonts with the pro version and not have to worry about getting the commercial license, because having the pro version of the Over app is having a commercial license to all of their stuff, which is kind of nice. I'm going to choose this roughest. I really like this font lately. So we're going to say chillin', and then we just do our thing here. Oops. Oh, I hate it when they don't change the pool side. And we go up here. So this place is where you just edit the text. And then we do all the other editing of the text in here. So that's where you just add the text, I should say. So then we just open this up. We can adjust this. So if I wanted it like, this doesn't really matter, like how wide this is. But what you'll notice, like let's say I want this bigger, it will pop it down because it thinks it's constraining it. It's constraining the text in these two spots. So if you want to open it up, you can go like this. Does that make sense? I wish they had something like this in the Project Life app, but that's okay. Freeform text, we will just live with it. So here is probably about the size I want it. I'm going to put it down here. And you know what I really don't like is this apostrophe is like not the same font. Like sometimes they don't add a like something for that character, which is kind of annoying. So it doesn't really match. So I'm just going to leave it without it, because you can break the rules when it's scrapbooking, right? The grammar rules, all that. So right now, if I go down here to style, I'm going to show you just a few things. So there's a lot of things I can do. I can change the spacing of my letters. So this is moving them in and out. If I had lines, if I had multiple lines, I could change the lines by pressing on this one. But I don't have, well, you can see it move, but I don't have multiple lines, so it's not gonna, you're not gonna notice. You can change the caps, like if you're like, dang it, I want, I don't think that this font though has different all caps, so I can't really do it. So let's just press none on that. But sometimes I'm like, dang, I forgot to capitalize that one letter, and you don't want to go back in. I can also make a circle. So you guys starting to see how I can do so much of my cards and stuff in this app. It's so great. So I am going to go here to the color, and now, oh no, I did it. Oh good, it went away. Haha. I want to decide if I want to change the color or not. I could lighten it. It's a little bit harsh with all that. Like there's no other black to balance it. So I could just do a like a gray. So if I want to do that, I'm going to press on the black and I'm going to say edit. And then I'm just going to slide. Just going to slide these around a little bit and kind of darken there. So now we have a title. So now I was thinking about adding a little bit of something right here. So let's get that rhinestone. So here we're going to press more, and it's going to open up again right to the kit. If you were in Dropbox, it would open up right to the Dropbox too, which is kind of nice. So let's get that rhinestone. Again, we've already got the little pop of a shadow. I'm going to just make it a little smaller. And I'm just going to kind of layer it over the couple photos. It's okay if it overlaps. I don't really care. Some people like to keep things tidy within the pocket, but that doesn't bug me. I like to treat this thing as a whole 12 by 12 page as opposed to each of these littles as pockets when it comes to embellishing. So let's see, what else could we add over there? So there's a couple things that I could show you. So these right here are like a stamp. So let's pretend if you were making a card, and like a physical card, and you wanted to stamp something, that's kind of what this ends up looking like. A stamp does not have a shadow. So this is one of those circumstances where you'd want to go to shadow and turn it off. So if I wanted to, I could, of course, make this smaller. And then I could put it kind of like behind here. And then I'm going to go up to the layers. Now I want it all the way underneath the pictures. So I'm going to drag it here. I'm dragging this side, and I drug it all the way down. And so now I've got it under the picture. So you can kind of see how that makes like a little bit of a stamp. And if you wanted to, you could come up here to the layers and go down, and I'm going to press and hold on the buttons or the dots, and I'm going to duplicate it. And now I've created another, you can see here which one I've selected. I've created another one, so I could maybe even just like almost make this like its own background. So let's just do it again. Kind of make a background here. Oops, I gotta select it. It's a little bit harder when you get layers, you know, in front and on top of each other to select them just on the page. You've got to go into the layers, duplicate again. It doesn't matter which one you dupe. So there, we've kind of created a little bit of like a texture behind the picture, giving it a little bit more interest. If I was really picky, I would change the color because there isn't a lot of pink on here, and that bugs me, but that's okay. I'm gonna let it go for the sake of getting this done here. Maybe I want to, let me think about this here. Well, I'm going to go get a staple. Okay, so I didn't include a staple in my stuff, but I'm going to show you guys what I do. If you have a lot of digital scrapbooking supplies, in my drive, in my locations, I've got a favorites, and you'll see in here I keep just throwing things in that I like to use and have access to a lot. Here's a staple. There are a million gazillion staples. I should maybe include some in my kits. So I'm going to just take that, and I am very picky about my staples. I want them to have some sort of like end here to make it look like it's real. We're going to press edit. We're going to change the size. I don't know why it turned off. Then I think about scale. What would it be if it was real? How big would it be? I love staples. They're some of my favorite elements to work with. So now you can see, do you see these little lines popping up? When I get near other elements, it recognizes. Like, it won't recognize this sunshine because it just sees that as part of the 12 by 12 as the photo. But this Give Me Sunshine is a layer, and it's popping, it's kind of guiding me, like it almost like it stops when it hits certain checkpoints in that layer. So now it kind of looks like that is on there, and I am going to again go here to edit. You can see the duplicate and copy and replace. I'll show you replace. It's really cool. So I'm going to go here to edit, and I'm going to nudge again, my little nudge tool that I love so much. Just going to kind of make sure that it would be, I'm probably not even changing it very much. I'm going to rotate, but I've got to, like, you know, got to be finicky. So I'm going to plus size out of that and there. So I'm going to show you guys replace quick. So if I wanted to, like, let's see, could I replace? Let's say I want to make this one pink. Now that I added the pink dot, I'm like, oh, I want pink there now. I'm going to press, I pressed on it, and I press replace. And this is one of the beauties of the Over app. Other, like Affinity, doesn't have a replace. Now I've got to go find my file again. Oops, sometimes that happens. So let's just do the pink one. The pink one says, I love today. Let's press on it. It's going to replace it right in its spot, and it's going to give you the same shadow and the same everything. So sometimes, like, let's say I want to add another word strip over here, which I technically wouldn't do, but if I say duplicate, it's going to duplicate the shadow and everything. Oh, my dog wants to get in. And I can slide it up here, and then I'm going to say replace, and now when I replace this with another word strip, it's going to be the same size. It's going to have the same shadowing. It's going to have everything that you've done to this is going to be here. That's great when you want to add repeat elements, or if you want to do the alphabet or something. Like, it's a great tool. That replace, the duplicate, replace, or just replace. It's really nice. If you just want to test out a couple different colors, you don't have to erase it and then go back in and then reset everything. So that's kind of a nice option. I don't know, guys. I kind of really like this. The only thing I was thinking I might add is, first of all, I kind of want this blue again. So you guys see, I have indecision mania until it's done. I just like the blue there. Or that's actually the teal. And then I want to add a date, one of those date. Let's see. Let's go to image again. Pull down more. Oh gosh, you get so used to doing that little pull down more thing. Oh, I forgot about my buttons. Okay, well, let's stay focused. Let's do an orange label. I know what to do. I have an idea, you guys. I got it. Okay, we're going to add a shadow to this because we had turned it off. If you remember when we had added our little stamp. Blur, 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 blur. Opacity a little bit down. Okay, and now size. Make it down. Sorry if I'm moving fast. I got an idea, guys. I'm going to take this. I'm going to put this here, up here. Okay, and I'm going to take my little tab, put it right here, and then I'm actually going to take my rhinestones, put those underneath. Okay, and then because I can't remember the date of this, I got to put my rhinestones. I'm going to my layers, and I'm going to put my rhinestones underneath, chilling underneath my title. They were on top. So I gotta go and look at the date, so excuse me for a minute. Go to my photos. I made it into a, here it is. I just called it swimsuit because her swimsuit matches the kit, so I was like, oh, here we go. July 31st, so almost a year ago, a little over a year ago. So text, and my favorite, sometimes I like selecting my fonts here because, oh no, I pressed on zoom in first. (2019), before we knew the world as we knew it was going to come to a crashing halt. Okay, and I'm just sliding this in here. Make it a little bigger. You could put a couple cute words in there. You could do a lot of cute things. So, you know what? I'm going to make it a little smaller. So, guys, I think that's about all I want to do. I could, if I wanted to keep going, I could add some things up here. If I wanted to, I could, because I made the paper 12 by 12. Let me show you. I could do this. I did this on another page. It looked really cute. This paper's 12 by 12, so I could take this, make it the same size, and then I could put everything all the way underneath. Oh, sorry, my husband just came in. Can you make sure Truman's out of here? My dog really wants to snuggle in my bed. So you could add a background paper. Here he comes. I hope he doesn't make noise. I like the idea of doing, so I'm doing the replace again, and that just makes it easier, and they don't have to resize anything, or it's going to put it in the same layers. I could do, like, I think these little starbursts look really cute in the background too. So you can see, like, all the things you could do to change it. I actually think I like the plaid better, so I'm going to press, this is the undo button. Let's see if it'll do it. Sometimes when you pull in stuff from outside of the, yeah, it's not going to remember. It doesn't have a very good undo memory because you're pulling in things from outside of the app. So I don't know if that makes sense at all, but it's like it doesn't know what you used necessarily. If you had just moved something, it can undo. What was I doing? Oh, I was going to get the plaid paper. I love plaid. It's like my favorite. I don't know if any of you have used one or two of my kits so far, you'll notice a plaid theme. There's a lot of plaid. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could show you. You know, one thing I could show you is when you add, like, let's see, where is it? This right here is like a sticker. So you're going to get, you didn't see it because it was on white, but this is actually, looks kind of like a sticker. Like I added a big stroke all around that in the project, in Affinity, which is another app. And, you know, so you can add that. I am videoing, yes. Yes. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go get a salad.
Okay. So, yeah, so that's kind of what you can do. Now, this label is over rhinestones. So I'm going to add some more shadow to that because that would be popping up off the page. I told you guys, I'm a shadow freak. And I could probably add some little words in here into the frames if I wanted to, but I could also go back into the Project Life app and add some borders around here, and then all I would have to do, you know what, actually I'm going to do it on my phone quick and I'll just show you guys here. So let me add on my phone right now. I'm doing it on my phone because ever since the update, my Project Life app doesn't work on my iPad. It keeps crashing. It's so weird, and it's just kind of driving me crazy. So I need to get a hold of them and tell them that I'm having issues with it. I'm going to add some overlays to the photos quick so that you can see what you can do if you want to make changes on your Project Life page. So I just added the overlays. I'm doing this on my phone. I'm going to airdrop it to myself. So it's going to come in. There it is. So you can see the overlays that I just added. Let's go back to the Over app. Now, I'm going to press on this, and you can see with my bounding box around here, you can see that it's highlighted. I'm going to say replace. Now, this may seem scary to you, but I'm telling you it's not. I'm just going to press on it, press on my new one that has, see how I added some overlays? Now it's the same. It literally took 2 seconds. So you can change anything. Like, let's say I decide, like, I want to add an overlay down here. Like, I know there's some overlays that have things along the side. That would be kind of cute down there. And so you can change anything on the Project Life app. Or if I decide that I want to brighten another one of my pictures or anything. So you can go back to the app and make changes easy peasy and bring them back into Over and replace, just like you would do replace anything else. And it doesn't take a lot of effort. Again, I look at my whole iPad as kind of like my whole iPad is like my program, you know, and each app is its own little tool as opposed to, you know, each app in and of itself. I don't know if that makes sense. That's just kind of how I think of it, because I have had people be like, why would you want to, like, you know, close out this app and go to this app? I'm like, well, it just works for me. So, sorry, I'm just, I just decided to add another coming. So you can see I added another overlay right there. And then I just go to my over app. Sometimes it resets like that a little bit. Sometimes it scares me, like if there's a lot of layers and it like all of a sudden it's blank. I'm like, ah, and then everything kind of pops back in. You know, one thing that I love about Over is that I have never once had problems with it losing my projects, losing my pages. They always store, they always transfer from my iPad to my phone. I didn't have to buy anything special for that to happen. It's just part of their whole process. And I just love this app so much. I can't say enough about it. So I hope that this helps you guys. Sorry I got kind of rambly at the end. I'm going to tweak this a little bit and I will post it. And you guys got to share with me what you make and what you do and tag me in it, because I love seeing what you do with the kits that I make. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.